Hello and welcome back to Fair City Gaming. I'm your host Kev, and we're back with some more Dark Souls. So, we have been challenging this area, the Demon Ruins, which leads down into Izalith. And last I left off, we'd discovered the bed of bullshit. And discovered that sometimes the path to a boss is even more annoying than the boss itself. This being one of those times. Not to say that the boss isn't annoying, mind you. Thankfully, each time you destroy one of those sacks on either side, they don't respawn, they stay destroyed. However, you still have to run all the way back. You still have to destroy both of them. And then the third stage of the fight begins. And it's a nightmare. Not overly difficult by any stretch, just annoying. See if a little bit more poise might help us. The last time we tried to run past him, he killed us. So we'll get his attention. And we'll just strafe away from him. Goodbye. Now when running away from this dude, you want to run Serpentine. Because he has a projectile attack which we totally missed. Firing a lovely lightning bolt at us. Lightning is OP in Dark Souls, in the entire series, really. It's overpowered as fuck. In the first one though, in particular, there's just such little defense against lightning. Same holds true for the enemies as much as the player character though. Unfortunately, there's not a great deal of ways to apply lightning damage unless you are aiming to be a cleric using miracles and the likes. Now she can still get you over here, so don't think for 1 second that you're 100% safe. But we are quite safe. Too high. Back up a bit. Right, I think we're just gonna have to try. No guts, no glory. Oh, well, miles away. Right, so once you destroy the second one, the fight gets even more difficult, because of course it does. Oh. Ah, it's probably for the best. Such an infuriating fight. But thankfully now, it's a little bit easier than navigating the sides. So the paths at either side crumble away, and the hands and the fire scythes always try and knock you down into them if they don't kill you outright themselves. On top of that, once she unlocks her second arm, she also gains a firestorm-like ability, which is just... you want to get out of that area as quickly as possible. So there's, oh damn it, a very high chance she's going to kill you. She very often opens with that firestorm ability when you first re-enter the boss fog after she's unlocked that third phase of the fight. If you do decide to kill these little buggers, careful you don't hurt our buddy here. Be a shame to go to all this hassle to save him just to trigger a fight with him now. They very rarely drop the sunlight medals that you get for co-oping with or as a warrior of sunlight, providing you a way to level up that covenant offline if that's something you want to do. It's probably the easiest covenant to level up though. All you need to do is co-op some bosses with other players. Oh. Whereas the other covenants require you to defeat other players. And that doesn't necessarily depend on your ability or skill, that depends on your opponent's ability or skill. Thankfully every covenant has a way to level up offline though. There's enemies that drop the items that you require for each of the covenants. Always wait a few seconds before jumping on. Then about halfway down she should trigger that firestorm. Unless she's going to make me look like a fool this time. Here it is. Right. So important fact for this section of the fight. You're safe here. Unless she does the firestorm attack, you're safe here. Oh. Pretty sure I was clear of that attack, but obviously not. So what we're needing to do is we need to get close to the middle section. So that causes the floor to crumble away. And that's where we need to go. Rather annoyingly, she's still got those two arms that she continues to slap us with, and those huge fire scythes that she also likes to smash us with. If I remember correctly, we can only tank one hit with the hands, so we need to avoid the first attack and tank the second attack. It's a lot easier said than done. And it's incredibly frustrating. It's a shame because our first attempt on the other sack went so well. Oh my god. As we discovered in the last episode, just running past him is risky. Sometimes he launches right off the bat with an attack, sometimes he tries to back away from you. And if he launches off with an attack, well, there's every chance that he's going to hit you in the back and you take extra damage. There's every chance he might launch a panic roll, and the ridiculous reach of his weapon, he will get you. So not only will he be hitting you in the back, but he'll be hitting you while you poorly time or roll away, which you take extra damage for as well. And that's not what we want. Wait a few seconds. Launches a firestorm. There's. Safe zone. Oh, right. Plus side. The floor has crumbled away. Negative. We're dead again. This time though. This is the last one. All of the Lord fights are kind of gimmicky in that they all have weird little differences to every other boss fight in the game so far. So we've got the Four Kings, which is a damage per second race, DPS, and you've basically just to race against the time to kill one before another one spawns or you get overwhelmed. Not to mention that it's in the abyss, so it takes up a ring slot. And so if you've got a build that's geared around using two different rings, that instantly puts you at a huge, huge disadvantage. And you've got the Bed of Chaos, which is a poorly executed platforming boss. Next up will be either Seath the Scaleless or Nito, First of the Dead. And they're both kinda gimmicky, but much less so than these guys. Seath is certainly much more gimmicky than Nito. Seath is immortal in that he can't be killed, but it's artificial. If you remember during the opening cinematic, we found out that he is Seath the Scaleless. And throughout the lore we find out that the scales are what made the dragons immortal. So without scales to render him immortal, he had to find his own way to do it. And he did. So we have to kill a boss that can't be killed. And then we've got the other one, Nito, who is the first of the dead, one extreme to the other. And he is in a boss room filled with lots of little minions that can only be defeated by divine weapons. actual fights with each of them are quite trivial though, thankfully. Okay. He was miles away from me. Ah. Okay, that was just a practice run this time. Damn it. So once we defeat these 4 lords, or acquire the 4 lord souls, well, one of them's actually 2 of them are actually shards of a lord soul. Arguing technicalities, really. So once we fill the lord vessel with these great souls, we unlock the way to Gwyn, first lord of Cinder. And we have to defeat him too. He's not so much a gimmick in that he's rendered somewhat obsolete due to the fact that he can be parried, which is unlike any other boss in this game. So if you've got good timing on your parrying, he's somewhat easy. But he's fast, he hits really, really hard, and his sword is wreathed in flame as well. Risky. So even if you do have a 100% damage resistance shield, some fire damage always creeps through as well. And if I remember correctly, at soul level 1 you can only take 2 hits, which is more or less the case with just about every boss really in the game. But if you can't or won't parry him, he is a really tough fight, really. But there's another exploit as well as the parrying one, which we might end up using. We shall see. You don't have to avoid these branches, they don't do anything. And those fires don't hurt you on the way down either. Oh no! Ah, damn it! It's getting tedious now. Ugh. Such an annoying run all the way back to this boss. makes an infuriating boss that bit more infuriating. Such an ugly area of the game as well. I haven't played the remastered, so I don't know if it was in any way made prettier by the upgraded graphics. But I don't think upscaling the graphics was going to solve the problem of Izalith. The theory goes is that along with some of the other features that were cut from the game is because they ran out of time in development and they were made to finish the game, get it ready to go. So Izalith is cut short and the eventual DLC area was cut from the base game. Apparently they were originally meant to access that as part of the main quest anyway. Which explains why it's tied so heavily to it, but I don't think there's been any official confirmation of that. It's not like they're going to say, oh yeah, that DLC we charged you for is actually part of the base game. Though the evidence kind of pushes towards it as well, since the PC release comes with the DLC as standard. And the remaster also comes with the DLC as standard, but most remasters have come with DLC content released anyway. But what we're basically waiting for is for that second swing. There. Now you can still be knocked off there, and she can still do that firestorm attack, so don't think that you're 100% safe. Get through here as quickly as possible. Kill it. That's it. So just to clarify, that is the first Lord Soul we've got. I forgot I'd actually already given the Four Kings Soul to the Lord Vessel, but it was the Shard of a Lord Soul. Or Shard of a Soul, I can't remember. Right, let's get the hell out of here then. Where to next? I'm just going to go back to here because I'm going to see if we can advance one of the NPC quest lines that I totally forgot about. Can't actually remember if the trigger for this quest line is nearly ran down there. I can't remember if the trigger is to meet another character first, and if it is, we'll just have to come back, I guess. We'll change up our... leave that. Just too heavy. Still too heavy. No. We'll switch to the blood shield as well, because we need the poison resist. There's a ring that also grants extra resistance to poison, but I feel it was going to be a waste of a ring slot, to be perfectly honest. Much of the poison can be avoided if you know the path. Ooshed. Let the poison subside a little bit. Damn it. Oh, blindsided by the bugs. Fantastic. Oh. Should have rested at that bonfire. Oh.
Hmm? Oh ho! Excuse me, I was so absorbed in thought I just drifted away. You see, I'm actually in a bit of a fix. I've made it this far, but I'm short on antidote moss for the trip back. By my knighthood, I'm ashamed to ask, but can you spare a few scraps of moss?
For you, big guy, anything.
Thank you. A saint you are. This Knight of Katarina expresses his deepest gratitude. I shall not forget this. Please, take this, a symbol of my appreciation.
Thanks.
Well, our fates do seem entwined, don't they? Perhaps this, too, is the will of Lord Gwyn.
Yes, whatever.
The poison swamp. It's like quicksand in there.
So we're going to warp off to Anorlondo. And then we'll wrap it up for this video and start up making our way towards the next Lord. So thanks for checking out this video. I've been Kev, this has been Fair City Gaming, and we'll see you next time.